Alright guys, today's been a hell of a day. Got an oil change, taking the car back right now. I don't think they tightened the filter or the plug or something, got oil everywhere, so I'm about to go out here and basically be one of those crazy customers that raises hell. It's not a great start to my Saturday. Got to run some stuff to the landfill, but I figured I'd get a video out. I don't even have the sheet. I put down all the questions for the offense, but I figured I'm bored sitting in the car making 2 trips to the oil stop, so let's get into this offensive predictions, over-unders. I'll try to remember what I had off the top of my head. Top 50 offense, yes or no? I'm going to say yes, top 50 offense. We were in the top 50 last year in offense, and I still think we will be this year. We average about 464 yards a game. I still think we stay right there in that region, maybe a little above that, 475, 480, but I do think we average a decent amount of yards per game. Especially on the ground. I think we average over 250 on the ground a game. We average I think we average about 250 a game. Last year, I think we averaged 209. I do think we'll be as good, if not better, in the running game this year. So I'm going to say we average about 250 a game. Our running game is going to be sick. I think that's going to be the strength of this team, is the run game between the quarterback design runs, improvised runs, and then just the running backs, will Florida have a 1,000-yard rusher? I'm going to say yes. I actually think it'll be Montrell Johnson, though, not Lorenzo Lingard. I could go 1A, 1B between the two. It could be either or. But, Johnson's proven. Lingard's not. I do think Lingard will have a nice season. I could see him rushing for 750. Kind of like, the names escape me right now, the running backs. But we had two. Well, Michael P. Ryan did it. And Jordan Scarlett, they did it back in the day. I could see that 1A, 1B, one going for 1,000 even, and the other one for about 750. Naquan probably rushing for 300 or 400 yards. I'm not that impressed by him. He's slow. I think he'll be, a good, shifty piece in the offense to make some good first down runs, pick up a few yards here and there, give the other two guys a spell. Probably be a nice pass catcher out of the backfield. But yeah, I do think Florida has a 1,000-yard rusher. Anthony Richardson over 1,000 yards rushing. I'm gonna say yes. I think he gets to that 1,000-yard rushing mark this year. Has a Lamar Jackson type season. When he had his Heisman season, I could see Anthony pulling off something like that. I do think he throws for over 3,000 yards. I don't think he's gonna throw as many touchdowns as people think. I think he's probably gonna have around 30 touchdowns. I'm gonna go 30 TDs. For the year. I had it over under 25, so I'm going over on that for touchdowns for Anthony Richardson. I had over under 65% completion percentage. I'm going to say over. He was at 59 last year, but he was better. He was much better than that in high school. He was over 60. Usually you get a bump in college. I think it was just the circumstances. So I'm actually going to go, I'm going to go 68% here on his completion percentage. He was really nice in the spring game. I think he's going to get a lot of easy throws in this offense. They're going to keep it simple the first few games, and I think he's going to pile up some stats against, Eastern Washington, teams like that. And you get a full season at quarterback, I expect him to be in the upper 60s in that completion percentage. The other thing was a 1,000-yard receiver over-under. Definitely under, guys. We're not even going to get close to that. I do think we'll have a couple nice receivers around the 500-yard mark, 500-600 yards. Tight end, I had over under 500 yards. I'm going to say under. I'm going to say, the kid that moved over, that switched over from defensive end, Langford, I can't remember his name now either. Anyway, the tight end, everybody knows who it is. So anyway, I think he switches over and probably I actually think he's going to have a good year. I'm going to say he lands between 300 and 400 yards receiving on the season. I'm going to say this offense is going to average probably about 250 to 300 yards a game passing. Let's see, over, under, running back, 10 touchdowns. I'm going to say over. Let's say Lingard and Johnson end up with, one of those with probably 7 or 8 and the other one with 10 plus. I'm going to say Lingard actually ends up being the guy that ends up with more touchdowns but less rushing yards. I'm going to say Lingard, 13 touchdowns. I think that's pretty much it, guys. As far as the offense goes, we covered the running backs, covered the receivers, covered the total offense, passing yards per game. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we covered everything. Rushing yards per game. I'm gonna say sacks wise, do we over under 20 or more sacks? 20? Do we allow 20 or less sacks this year? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say we go under that. I'm gonna say that this Gators team definitely allows less than 20 sacks. I think the offensive line is going to be a strength of this team this year. That's why I'm thinking the running game is going to be so good. A lot of people are forgetting we dominated Bama in that game at Florida. Better quarterback would have won that game. I do believe if Anthony had started the season, we would have beaten Alabama last year. We just didn't have the depth, guys. That's what hurt us. So if we can build some depth on that offensive line, which I do believe we'll have this year, that's not a position I'm super worried about. I think we're going to be able to grind teams out on the ground. So the depth looks really good there. I just think this is going to be a potent offense on the rushing attack, which is going to open up the passing game. Play action pass, fake the handoff, hit a lot of passes over the top, across the middle of the field, deep shots. Billy Napier's not scared to call that play. So yeah, a lot of people forgot that. I do know that offensive line wore on Bama, and then throughout the year, just injuries, we got depleted. And that's where the rushing game just became stagnant and we couldn't do anything. But that's the only reason. Those first, I'd say 4 games, our rushing attack was absolutely, it was potent. So, yeah, I think interceptions, let's go there. 10 or less. Does Anthony Richardson have 10 interceptions or more? I'm going to say he has less. I'm going to go 9 interceptions for Anthony Richardson on the season, which isn't too bad. As long as they're spread out throughout the year, one here and there. So that's all I got for you guys on the offense. Hope y'all have a good weekend. Thank you.